start down on that side tonight.
Good evening, Mitch Goldblatt.
Good evening, John Carangelo.
Owen Weaver, Town Council.
Ann Denny, Secretary to the Board.
Judy Smith.
PJ Shenley.
Okay, so we all know who we are. Very good. Public participation. Public participation is for any item that is not an agenda item, and we allow 2 minutes per speaker. Chief Dumas.
Hi, good evening, Vaughn Dumas, Fire Chief in Orange, 307 Great Oak Road. I'm here to do my last statement and presentation regarding our 100th anniversary firefighters convention and parade. We have a very large event scheduled for the whole weekend, starts on Friday. Some of it is closed to fire personnel. However, on Saturday evening, there's a public concert open to the public at the community center. The band name is, it's a country band.
Yeah, they just.
I just had it in my mind.
Had them, too.
Yeah, Bethany,
Or
Hazard County. Hazard County, I'm sorry. See, I just left that, we got a meeting going next door, I got my minds going. So we have Hazard County playing from 6 to 10, it's open to the public, bring your chairs, bring your own coolers and stuff, there's no refreshments from us, we're just providing the entertainment. On Sunday is the big event, it's the parade that's gonna impact the town quite a bit. We posted Wolf Park last Saturday morning at 8 a.m. And I couldn't believe the number of cars that were in there at 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning. There was a lot of cars in there, a lot of activity. So we posted all 3 signs there to remind people. We put flyers in the mailboxes on every home that's going to be impacted along Ridge Road, Meeting House Lane, Orange Center, Nan Drive, all the houses. We spent 150 flyers, I think we put into homes, giving people enough notice that there's going to be the road closed from at least from 12 to 2. As of tonight, I got another entry at 5 p.m. tonight. We have 56 entries that include fire apparatus from the 1800s to one that was just delivered 3 weeks ago. There are 114 apparatus in the parade. Some of them are ambulances. Some ambulance companies are in. But we're excited about this. It is our 100th anniversary. We're real excited about this. It's the first time of 142 years that the state has these conventions, that it's come here to the town of Orange. We started this in 2022. We bid on having our 100th anniversary here, and we were awarded that, and our committee started getting together in January of 2023, and it's been a long time coming. A lot of work has been done, and we're very happy about the outcome that we're going to have this weekend. The Orange Fire Department, with their 100th anniversary, will be leading the parade after the Honor Guard folks, along with 3 other departments that are celebrating a 100th anniversary: Hawleyville, which is part of Newtown, Trumbull Center, obviously Trumbull, and North Madison Fire Department. The Mystic Fire Department is celebrating their 150th anniversary. They're bringing their 1800s hand pumper and going to bring that through the parade as well. And then after that is going to be the entries as we receive them in order of reservation for the parade. So we scattered the bands. There's 5 marching bands throughout that. There's some junior corps, and there's some large competition that's going to be going on, because this is the parade that they award the best appearing fire department for the state of Connecticut for the entire year. So they compete all year long. You have to be in 3 parades that are judged prior to this one in order to be eligible. And at this parade, at the end of it, at 5 o'clock, we'll be doing trophies at the community center, and they'll be awarding the best fire department in the state of Connecticut as far as parade and presence of apparatus. In my final closing, I know First Selectman Zilli, you're going to be at the reviewing stand and watching us go by. We have invited all of our retired members to be part of the parade that are around and capable. So all of our apparatus, except for 2, are going to be driven by retired members of the department who used to be here and served at least their time to get retired. Some of them are going to be driving the chief's car, riding in the chief's car, the deputy chief's car as well. But First Selectman Ziola, you are retired. We purchased special 100th.
Many low.
Yeah. We purchased special 100th anniversary badges to wear in the parade. Some of us did, and we bought. On behalf of the chiefs, we'd like to present you with a retired 100th anniversary.
Oh, wow. Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you. Hoping to see you all there.
Thank
Make
you.
sure you wave and shout for the Orange Fire Department.
Very nice. Thanks, Warren. Okay. Okay. Next.
Good evening. Which one am I going
You don't have to
into?
mo- you don't have to move them, they'll pick you up.
Will they pick me up?
You have
Okay.
to-
I'm loud. It's fine.
You have to do your name and all for the
Yep.
record.
Okay. Christine Sincata, 522 Wagon Trail. I am here tonight to address the board, who I shared a letter with earlier this week, signed by at least 27 residents of our neighborhood regarding concerns of Worcester Island. Now, I think most people on Orange don't realize we have an island in town. If you don't know this, I encourage you to go on the Google Maps and look it up. It's right in the Housatonic, which is where our neighborhood is, and you can zoom in on it. And when you zoom in, you're going to notice dozens of kayaks and jet skis and boats, and that sounds lovely. Unfortunately, what accompanies all of this watercraft is music that is absolutely deafening, that our entire neighborhood has to hear for hours on end, on weekends, on weeknights, and it's incredibly disruptive. I'm incredibly grateful to the Orange PD, who are aware of the problem and who are trying to address the problem as best they can. Unfortunately, we don't have a marine unit. They're not out on the water all the time. So if there is an issue on the water, they need to call over to Shelton. If Shelton's not on the water, the PD, they gotta hope that maybe a fireboat from Shelton's there. If the fireboat's not there, then they gotta contact the DEEP, and then we're crossing our fingers that they can get to the people who are blasting music throughout the entire neighborhood. That's not ideal. And the only way it's really being addressed is when we're calling the police, which people really don't want to do. We feel like we're bothering them. We feel like we're wasting resources. We've been kind of grinning and bearing it, but it's basically gotten to the point where people are now saying, I don't know how I'm going to endure this for the next 20 years if I want to live here. This is disrupting our quality of life. You know, after work, you just want to sit out on your deck with a cup of coffee and enjoy silence, and we don't get that. So again, I'm speaking on behalf of people who I know are concerned. There's probably 75 to 85 houses in my direct neighborhood. But if you look at the map, you'll see that it goes all the way out to Wheeler's Farms Road, which is also concerning of how loud it is. So what I'm asking the board is that you please continue to support our police with anything they need. Our neighborhood is not, the quality of life is affected by this, and we're asking that action is taken and that we are updated on whatever action is taken in hopes that we can be proactive as opposed to being reactive. Thank you.
And just so you all know on that, I'm aware of it. And there's question as to who actually has the authority to enforce. Is it the police, is it the DEP, or is it the Coast Guard? Because once they're in a boat, they're out on navigable waters, and they can still get a DUI in a boat. And so there's a area there where we're trying to pin down, I heard that you were coming, so we're trying to pin it down to find out, do we call the police? Do we call Shelton Police? Do we call the DEP? Or do we call the Coast Guard? And so that, well, so they have to coordinate. They have to coordinate, and so that's what we're looking into, so to try to find out. Also, it's owned by the D'Addario family, was D'Addario Industries, and after Francis D'Addario died, it kind of sat in limbo for 20-plus years. And now there's a Nick D'Addario, who is the front person for the D'Addario family and business operation, we're trying to work with them to give it to the DEP, to the state of Connecticut. Since it is in the middle of the river, you know, we can't do anything with it. How they ended up with it, I don't know. They don't want it. We don't want it. Because on the Orange side, for any of you who are familiar with the Housatonic, there is nowhere along the Housatonic on the Orange side that you can get to the river. The only spot that you can get to it illegally on foot is in the back of Mount St. Peter's Cemetery on Derby Milford Road, but the railroad owns the land from on the uphill side, I'll call it, of the tracks, all the way to the water in that area. So that's the only area, because we looked into it, I probably looked into it not long after I was in, because we got land there called Short Road, down off Derby Milford, and a closure from Allen Beard, and we thought maybe the town of Orange could get a marina, but we can't get, sorry, Chris, but you can't get permission from the railroad for safe crossing. So we're trying to find the right answer to that. All right.
Two questions. Christine, how long has this been going on?
Oh, years.
Yeah, I mean, I moved to the neighborhood in 2017. It's definitely been going on since then, but I will say it's gotten worse since
Yeah,
COVID.
it is worse.
Yeah,
And of the individuals who are doing this activity,
Right.
what towns do they live in?
I
Are
mean,
they-
I can't say for sure. I know they're
We don't know.
accessing through Shelton, though. We know they're coming to Shelton, getting on the boat ramp there, and that's how they're accessing the island.
Some are Shelton, some are Milford, Stratford.
Okay.
They all know where it is.
I'm not saying they're from Shelton. I don't
Right,
want to
right.
be vilified in the
No,
town
no,
of
no, they're
Shelton.
from
No,
all-
I'm just saying they're
If
using
they
the
have a
boat ramp
boat,
there.
if
Yeah.
they have a boat and then there's a network out there.
And the access is in
There's
Shelton.
actually, I think there was at one point, because we were even watching it that way, there's a Facebook page, I think, for Worcester Island.
Yeah, I've looked at all,
I
yeah,
think
done a lot
there
of
is.
research on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see all the partying that's
Yeah,
going on there.
exactly. Oh, yeah, they're not bashful.
And listen, I'm not going to bash them for that. Just lower the music. That's
I
all.
hear you.
Yeah, and don't get hurt.
Well, that's the other part of it. Hold on, yes,
Isn't there
Mitchell.
also a piece of property the town owns off of Great River? When Great River was approved,
Yeah, there's
the
this-
town got a piece of property that was supposed to be accessible to the water. We just don't know if we can access the property. That was,
Can't get to it from here.
okay.
It's at the end of the last hole of Great River. If you go across a bridge to the green on the far side, it's beyond that. It's behind houses there on, I'm trying to think. It's over by Tom. It's over in there, and you can't get to it. Once they built the golf course, it's completely blocked. Is there? Okay. Well, then we know other people who've been on it. Tom's in the tree swing over there. All right, I didn't know that part. All right. That's how you access it. Okay. Aaron?
Oh, gosh. Hi, everyone. Erin Wilson, 487 Wolcott Lane. My primary purpose for being here today is to support my neighbor, Christine. I'm one of the many signatures on the letter, and the volume, unless you hear it, you can't even imagine. The volume is excruciating, and all hours. It disrupts my children's bedtime. It's very, very disruptive, and I just want to deliver that message clearly. The parade, when you were speaking about the firemen's parade, it brought me back to watching my dad, who's a New York City fireman, who retired in August of 2001 of the FDNY. So he was a month away from being an active responder, and I was a young child teen. So that, watching my dad in the parades, I'm excited for this weekend, Sunday's parade. So I look forward to that. It'll bring me some nostalgic memories, so thank you for that. The main purpose, secondary purpose I'm here today is to express concern about the Turkey Hill Preserve. It's one of my favorite places in town, and it is really kind of getting destroyed by an invasive parasite. I'm a nurse and a teacher. I'm not a lands person, but I just want to express concern and ask for assistance in trying to save the milkweed and our beautiful monarchs, as well as the other land at the preserve. It is being completely overridden by this parasite. I believe it's called dodder, and I've just been trying to get some assistance to help the preserve stay beautiful. It's one of my favorite places in town, and if we can get some assistance there, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you.
Next.
Jody Deach, 601 Harbor View Road. That actually brings me to a question that I didn't have, is whatever happened to the goats that were eating some invasive something
He
or other?
doesn't do that. I don't think he does that anymore.
Didn't we hire goats at one time?
We did, but I don't think that guy does that anymore. It was
Did they
John,
work?
who lives down here. Well, they get rid of the leafy stuff that's there, but then things do come
Just
back.
made me think of it when everyone was talking.
There was problems also, I think, at one location. I think he had a problem with either dog or coyote, but I think it was some neighborhood dog problem.
Oh, okay. Well, that was a sidebar.
Okay.
Going back to the parade, I'm not sure if people in Orange are aware, but the Orange Volunteer Fire Department is featured on the website of the Fire Museum in Manchester, Connecticut. So if you go to their website, right on the homepage, is a whole thing about the Orange Fire Department. So it's pretty cool. But the reason I'm here, at the July meeting, there was a discussion during public participation about the hate flyers that were handed out during the town 4th of July celebration. And although it didn't make the minutes of this meeting, part of the result of the board meeting was that the board agreed to issue a statement condemning the action. I don't recall seeing a formal statement come out from this group. I know there was an article about it, but there was not a formal statement. And in light of today's shooting, tomorrow's 9/11, I think an anti-hate message from our first selectman and this board is always relevant, and I'm just making sure I didn't miss the statement.
It was done and sent to the New Haven Register and never printed.
What
But
about the Milford Orange Times?
I don't think it went to Heckman. I think we were in between or something, no.
Well, there's always time. Thank you.
Yep. Next. Is that it from the, Mrs. Shaw? Oh, no, oh, go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead, Stacy.
Hi, my name's Stacy Derakiza, 470 Ridgeview Road. The August meeting addressed, or I guess brought up a question of the traffic, and so I just wanted to get clarification on that. We were, my daughter and I were T-boned on Route 34. Somebody was doing 68 miles an hour, and it took the wonderful people of the Orange Volunteer Fire Department over an hour to get me out of the car. So I just saw that article saying, let's expect more on 34. And then when I played back last month's meeting, something was mentioned about that maybe somebody was sick, and Mitch made a point of saying that this group didn't have anything about traffic cameras, but I pulled the police chief, mentions them on March 10th, February 10th, January 13th, December 9th, October 7th, and September 9th. So I just wanted to see if there was a way we could get an update, and if the update is that, you know, it's not for the town of Orange, that's great, but I would just like to know where we are with it, because it felt like there was disconnect when I watched the
There
meeting
will
back.
be an update, sure.
Okay, perfect, thanks.
Mrs. Shaw, did you have, there you go.
Mary Shaw, Town Clerk. I'm here to talk about the election. I talked about it last month, and I'll be back next month to remind everybody of their options to vote this year. The one thing I want to stress the most is to vote, and there are 3 ways you can do it: absentee, early voting, or on election day. Absentee voting applications are currently being accepted. They will be available in our office in person starting October 3rd. If anybody applied for one, we will be mailing them out, and we have quite a few. Early voting begins on October 20th, and it runs through November 2nd. That's 2 weekends. You get to come in if you can't make it during the week to early vote. And of course, there's November 4th when the polls open at 6 in the morning and close at 8. So please remember, you have lots of options, so please exercise your right to vote. Thank you.
Can you say where early voting is happening?
Early voting is happening right in this room.
Thank you, Mary.
Okay.
Good evening. Dan Fitzmaurice, 831 College Road. I think our community works best when we follow all the processes and keep everybody informed, and that's why I wanted to raise 3 quick points tonight to the board. First, to repeat a little bit of what Stacy said on automated traffic enforcement cameras. I actually brought those minutes, so you have it. The state now allows towns to install these red light and speeding cameras to help keep our roads safer. Back in March, the police department did provide the first selectman the report that the state requires, as well as a draft ordinance for the board to consider. So I just wanted to know again if the information's been shared with the board, and if not, I think we deserve to know why there's a delay. This is a public safety issue first and foremost, and should be a priority. Second, the town attorney. Hello, Mr. Weaver. Recent minutes show that Owen Weaver is our town attorney, but I just want to highlight that the charter is very clear. Article 9, Section 9.5 says, quote, "All appointed officers in the town shall be appointed by the first selectman, subject to the disapproval of the Board of Selectmen. So I just wanted to ask if the board has had that opportunity, if the contract has been reviewed by the Board of Selectmen, and if not, why? This is a issue that involves taxpayer dollars for sure, and it deserves a fair process. And then lastly, a little bit of good news, Fred Wolf Park. I just wanted to thank everybody who's come out for many, many months and many, many years really to shape the new master plan that BL Companies is working on. And I look forward to the update tonight from Selectman Crangelo. Since the report I think is about done, expected at least by now. And I really hope the board adopts the plan formally. This is a key step to make sure that our town is eligible to receive the grants necessary to make those improvements happen without using strictly our town taxpayer dollars. And I think there's no reason to leave money on the table because this park could be a gem for everybody in town. Whether you have kids, whether you're a retiree, the plan is incredible for all of us. So I hope we get the chance to enjoy it very soon. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Good evening, Board of Selectmen. My name is Lauren Gray. I live at 205 Wilson Road. Just wanted to bring up 2 points really quick. So last time I spoke about speeding. And when I talked to the Traffic Commission and the Traffic or Safety Commission, the Assistant Police Chief said that they were not getting a lot of speeding reports around town. We've been knocking hundreds of doors, talking to neighbors all over the town, and speeding does seem to be an issue. So if speeding is an issue in your neighborhood, I really encourage you to email the Traffic and Safety Commission or authority to please tell them where speeding is an issue so that they can take it up. Our voices matter, and they need to hear from us where speeding is an issue. It's definitely an issue in my neighborhood, so just want to encourage people to speak up. I also want to take a brief moment to say thank you to our teachers, staff, and administrators in our Orange schools for a really great start to the year. My son, who just had to leave, just started at Mary L. Tracy, and from day one, it's been really clear how much care and preparation went into making sure all of our students have felt really welcome and supported. Yesterday, I got to be a parent volunteer in my son's art class, and that was really awesome to go in and see all the students learning and being so engaged. The energy in the buildings is really positive. The communication from the schools has been good. And I really want to say I appreciate the focus on academic excellence and emotional well-being for the kids. I feel so fortunate to live here in Orange, where we have a really dedicated team of educators and staff who consistently go above and beyond. Their work is so often underappreciated and doesn't always get recognized, but it really does have a lasting impact. So on behalf of my family and so many other families I know who have had a great start to the year, just wanted to say thank you to all of our school staff members and our teachers.
Is there anybody else? Anybody? No, I'll go to the table.
Jim, announcements.
Finish the chocolate first, Mitchell.
Before we do the announcements, you responded to one of the speakers, and I have a question about another one. You mentioned there would be some update on the cameras. Is that something we're going to get tonight?
Mhm.
Okay. And the second question is, the question that came about the town attorney. We have not seen a contract for a new town attorney. Are we going to see
No, we
one?
haven't seen one for the previous one either.
Sure we did.
No, you didn't. You never saw one for. They were appointed. You never saw a contract.
We approved the
You can
contract.
see a contract, but tonight is his appointment. It's on there.
Okay. Well, but it's a contract that the town makes with that we, the Board of Selectmen, need to approve. It's a financial obligation to the town. So.
Correct.
If Mr. Weaver's contract is any different than the previous contract, which I'm sure we did see, it might have been 20 years ago, Jim, but we did see it. And then when the previous town attorney changed firms, when we asked about a contract then, you said, well, it's the same attorney, the same terms, everything else is the same. Okay, but now we have a different attorney, a different firm, and hoping to see a contract, just to see what it is and how much the town attorney is costing us per month, or however the contract is structured. I think that should come to the board, and it should be approved by the board, as other town attorney contracts have been approved in the past.
Okay.
Okay?
Do you have any questions for Owen?
No, the question was for you. That was it.
Okay. Anybody else at the table? Seeing none, we have a few items here. First off, we lost two of our former employees. Francis Marquito, who worked here in the town hall for many years, tax office and other spots as needed, passed away this week. And Gene Mitchell, who was the assistant town clerk and town clerk for many years. They both passed away well into their 90s and had very active lives, and our thoughts are with all those families. The fair is it's actually the 19th, 20th, and 21st. And it starts with a truck pull, and the lower satellite food tent will be open on Friday night. You start bringing in entries at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday, the 19th, if you have something entered. If you didn't take the time to enter it, you can still arrive with it at the fair, and they will fill out an entry tag for you at the fair for, whatever your exhibit may be. This Saturday, they had to postpone it. It was supposed to be Sunday, but due to the parade, they shuffled it around. But it's Helen Koziel's 109th birthday. Yeah. And and Helen still uses the town pool and still has her wits about her. And so she's going to be sitting in front of High Plains in the chairs there, and they're going to have drive-by honk your horns to celebrate her birthday from 11 in the morning to 1 on Saturday, this Saturday, the 13th, out in front of High Plains. So if you're going by High Plains, you're allowed to blow your horn, coming and going. You're celebrating Helen's 109th birthday, which is really quite a milestone. Yeah, really, she earned it. Let's see. The parade, Chief Dumas spoke mostly to it, but the parade is going to start at noon, and it gathers at Fred Wolf Park, and then it will be coming similar to the tractor parade. It's going to come up Hollow Road, Ridge Road, Meeting House Lane, then down Orange Center Road to under the power lines. However, Orange Center Road is going to be closed for the duration of that parade. So if you need to do something or get to the post road or go to the transfer station or whatever, use Ridge Road, use Lambert Road, use Grassy Hill Road, use Racebrook Road, but you won't get through Orange Center Road for the whole middle of the day. And now that he reported 114 trucks so far, 5 marching bands, 55 marching departments, and there might be more may add to that before it happens. I think it's going to be a while. So I think they may be parking under the power lines while they're still leaving Wolf Park, quite honestly, with that many apparatus and all. I actually think it's kind of exciting, the one from Mystic. I mean, I can't believe they're celebrating their 150th anniversary. He hadn't told me that prior, but that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. They're coming with a hand pumper. That's ancient. So anyhow, just remember that's on Sunday. Saturday, you can drive through there 11 to 1 and blow your horn for Helen. The OVNA is starting to conduct their flu clinics at the community center. And for more information or make an appointment, you can call the OVNA office at 203-891-4752. Again, the OVNA is 203-891-4752 for the flu clinic. Yes, Aaron?
Do they do volunteers?
4752. I do have it upstairs. You know what? Wait a minute. I think I'll give you I can give you a number. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Let me give her. MARI. 203-980-0350 is the director. That's Marissa. So you give her a call, and they can tell you. I don't exactly know. I get needles, but I can't give needles unless it's a cow. So, okay. On this, since there has been so much question on this red light traffic camera thing, I honestly was confused, Mitch, when you asked last month, because I was thinking of the plate readers, which we do have up, which are in the dispatch area at the police department. So everybody here gets, there's 3 over there, 2 there, 1 there. Got one? You need it? You don't need it. This was the email that was received from the chief, and it said about the ordinance and the next steps are. And then the second page and third page are the things that are required for that. And in order for the selectmen to do this, there has to be a traffic study and all done as part of it to approve. And while the chief thought that we could just do an ordinance and then put it through, there's a traffic study and all that has to be done, and it has not been done. So unless Dan has a copy of it that I haven't seen, there is no traffic study done. I know that they are working on it because Owen has talked with the chief about it, but at this time, it wasn't done. They sent me the Milford's ordinance, and I think it says that here's an ordinance that needs to be tweaked, but there was no other data with it. So that's the information right there in front of you. So to stand and say that we got the report, unless somebody else has it, I do not have it, and we never did have it, and I know for fact that he just asked one of the lieutenants to do it the end of last week, and he thought he was going to have it done for tonight's meeting, and there was no way the lieutenant said that the data and information that needed to be gathered and done would be done for this meeting. So, but that's what I was told. All right, with that said,
Couple things, Jim.
yeah,
So, do you think a couple things I've announcement also, but do you think we can expect that for the next meeting?
I can't answer that. I'm not the police. I know that they're working on it.
Okay.
I don't know exactly, the comment I got was it's a lot of work.
I'm sure it is. I thought it was, from what I'd heard, and it's just, I have nothing, no documents, but what I heard that the traffic study was done and waiting on us, so that's news to me as well. Then if that's the.
You have the
Yeah.
email there.
I see the
And
email,
that's
yeah.
all I received. After last meeting, he sent me a reminder on it, but I said, well, where's the other parts that are required? And you have the Connecticut DOT requirements
Yeah, I
for
see
it
that.
included there in the packet. So that's all I got for you.
Second, I have another question that you might know the answer to. I don't have the answer to. I understand last week's Summerfest from the Rotary Club had been rained out. Does anybody know if it
It's
was a rain day?
postponed
till
to
when?
October, I think, I'm thinking the 13th.
But it's not this weekend.
No.
Because of the
no,
fire,
no.
because of the fire
No,
situation.
Mitch, we got enough going on.
I wouldn't think it would
All
be,
right.
but I just didn't know when it was.
It can't be the 13th. I'm going to say it looks like it's probably the October 11th is the Saturday, and I know it's right around then.
Okay.
No, between the
I'll-
fire.
I'll check into it. I just
Between
think
the,
get some word
the
out
fire
on that.
department, actually, it got it a little bit jumbled because they didn't realize that the tent companies and all that goes with that for the fair start setting up on Saturday. So that's how come they're on the other side of High Plains over there, which kind of was disappointing to me because I would have rather if they, for a public gathering, a band, free concert, the whole thing, that it would have been out there, but unfortunately, that didn't happen.
Okay. And then lastly, under announcements, I want to say this, October 25th is the shredding day this fall. People have been asking questions. I know Ann gets phone calls on that. So it is Saturday, October 25th. We have the shredding being sponsored by Rotary Club. We certainly hope that people will make contributions to the Rotary Club Scholarship who bring the shredding. Mattresses, the Lions Club helps us out with that. 203-795-3906 if you're looking to have your mattress picked up for $15, or you can bring your mattress at no charge to the community center to have that recycled. We'll be taking clothing and toys and things both for the Orange community women and for Buy Nothing Orange. We will also be taking electronics, but let me be clear. If you bring your electronics, they will be destroyed, but there's a cost. There's a small cost from $5 to $20, depending on the size of the electronics. Yes, we're recycling, but that is the only thing that would cost someone to do. But we're looking forward to another great day of helping people do their fall cleanup.
And you're right there. We've had a lot of people already asking, when is it gonna be? And I just remind those, if you do have electronics, the donation is a good thing. It's a cost, actually, to the town. But if you bring them to the transfer station any day that, during normal hours, there is no charge at the transfer station for electronics. They go in the storage box down by Jerry Butler's office, we'll call it, over there.
You know, Jim, while we're talking about things that can be done at the transfer station, the clothing and textiles, we've put a new bin up at the, thanks to Jim's suggestion. We have another bin now behind the Clark Building near the library, the Case Memorial Library. We've got a collection box there for textiles and clothing. There's one at the highway entrance. There's one here at High Plains. And of course, there's two now at the transfer station. We are bringing in, for the last couple of months, over 3,000 pounds a month of textiles,
And we-
which
and we
is
get a
helping us
donation for
recycle,
that.
and we actually get paid. So if you see those other bins out there, just say clothing, textiles, that's not helping us as a town, but the white ones that have the town seal and have the recycling seal on them, those are helping our coffers, and also we're making sure Bay State Textiles is taking care of it for us. So, so far, it's been very, very successful, and we hope it continues. So successful, we added a second bin at the transfer station.
I checked, the guy was emptying the one over here by the library, right in the corner by OV&A and library. And so I swung in, how's it going? I can't believe how much stuff you people accumulate. He goes, he was shocked, and they had it open and they were cleaning it out, you know, they were making the rounds of all the locations. And, yeah, this is their worker said, that, he says, I do this all over for them. He says, you people really accumulate a lot of material. I said, that's good, keep it going. Yeah.
Thanks.
Jim, I have a
Okay.
quick question regarding
Yes.
the checklist that you sent out.
Yep.
Is this burden on the police department? Are they putting all this together? Is this like a collaborative effort between
Part
the
of,
town and the?
no, it's, part of it is police department, and part of it is the company that, I originally thought when they talked about this, that the
traffic
contractor
study.
was gonna do all of it, but it turns out that, no, it's part contractor and part Orange Police, and then they'll send stuff to us that will be approved, and then it goes through the other channels which you see there.
Right, because it talks specifically about municipally owned roads. I'm
Yeah.
assuming some will be municipally owned roads. which-
Oh, yeah, I think so. Dan, you had your hand up?
I just wanted to point out that I highlighted in the minutes what the police update has been every month concerning the status of the traffic report, including in March when they said that all of the information is been available to y'all.
Not so.
Can we read it really quick? I mean, it does say on January 13th that the traffic study was completed in the old business.
Why would it be on January 13th when I didn't get the email till March 5th?
I think you have the minutes right
They're
there
there.
next to you, so I would just take a look at it, but it does
I will.
say in the notes from the police commission that the traffic study was completed.
That's great, but they never, I know that it wasn't completed.
Why would the minutes say?
I have no idea, but, because I wasn't at the meeting, but I can tell you that one of the lieutenants was just asked to do it last week.
So Jim, just, let me, I'm looking at this checklist for the first time, as we all are.
Yep.
Do we need to have that crash history before we can adopt an ordinance? I mean, we
No,
can't.
you needed the
I see
traffic
crash history,
study.
speed data, but that's
Which one is it?
justification later on. We still have to, I mean, if we think it's worth doing, we should just go forward with the ordinance and not, you know. but
Well, I think-
We'll need that to be able to apply to the state. That's
Well,
obvious.
they are working on the part that has to be approved by the Board of Selectmen.
Okay.
And I think the whole thing should be approved at once if we're gonna do it. So they're working on that right now. So that's, like I said, I don't know exactly how long that'll take them. I don't think it's gonna take them that long. But when we get it, you'll know it.
Okay.
Yes, Dan?
And I'll just point out, it was 6 months ago. March was 6 months ago.
That's right. And I still don't have it. Whether it was 6 months or 12 months, I don't have it. Ask the chief if I have it, because I know the answer. We don't have it. And I can tell you that they're working on it, and that's all I got to offer. Sorry. Minutes, to consider and act on the minutes of the August 13th, 2025 meeting. If there's any errors, omissions, or corrections, date, page, and paragraph. If not, is there a motion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Abstain? Unanimous. New business, to consider and act on the request from the Orange Lions Club to waive the customary rental and custodial fees for their annual Thanksgiving dinner scheduled for Sunday, November 30th, 2025. It's always at High Plains Community Center. And Mr. Muddit is here to speak to it, I believe.
Michael Muddit, 412 Ridgeview Road, Orange. Past president and current trustee of the Orange Lions Club. I just want to say that the Orange Lions Club started here in Orange 1952, and this will be our 37th Thanksgiving dinner and I thank the Selectmen for all their support. I firmly believe this is one of the premier events in town that really make Orange a wonderful place to live and raise a family. The Orange Lions asked for the waiver because we don't charge anything. We bring as many people as we can to High Plains to celebrate Thanksgiving as Thanksgiving was originally intended in New England. It's a community event to give thanks, and there's no charge. Last year, we had 187 meals served, plus volunteers, and it went off very well. The Lions are very thankful for all the extra help we get from the community every year. The Girl Scouts, the churches, the youth services all chip in, send volunteers to help us make the event what it is. But it's not any kind of a fundraiser. We appreciate the support of the first selectman in waiving the fees the town would normally get for the space.
So moved.
And also, just as a note to that, on top of all the people who come and eat at the event, they send out, I don't know how many care package meals to Homebound as part of that they deliver while some people are cutting and serving and plating up for those in attendance. They also have a crew that's putting in those cater boxes and delivering to homebound people that can't get there. And people don't realize that there's people out on the road delivering that way too. And I think it's a fantastic event. And, I commend the Lions for doing this. It's a great thing. And
Even during COVID, we managed to deliver to the houses.
Yes.
When we couldn't have the people in the space here.
Yeah.
But but this is an important event for all of New England and for the country to give thanks. A lot of things go wrong, but we still have a beautiful country has so many good things that we're doing here at home and everywhere in the
afar.
world. So I thank you.
And the motion is made and seconded, I think, already. So all those in favor of waiving the fees for the Lions Club?
Aye.
Unanimous.
Thank you.
All set. Okay, the next thing is to consider and act on a new contractor. I don't think he's a new contractor, though. He's our existing contractor for the Town of Orange and the Orange Board of Education electricity supplier. John Cifarelli, who's our finance director, and Rick Katz, who's RJT Energy Consultants, who we have worked with in the past, and we seem to do okay with them. Mr. Katz?
Jim,
Hello
could
there.
you hold down
Out of
the-
the way. I'll roll sideways when you do that. It should stay. Yeah, it should stay.
I was an IT major in college, but I switched to history, so that's all I can do.
For Bill Kraut, I had to do that. You see, that's how I start my day.
Can you see, Rick?
I can't.
Okay. Rick is up there, every 3 years we do this. We renew our contract and it goes out to bid. And what I did is I asked Rick and his partners to put together a little thing on what we've saved over the years. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to start from 2014 to 16. We saved almost $92,000 with a contract with a supplier. From 216 to 218, when I started here, we saved, what's that, 23,000? 23,000. From 18 to 22, it was 98,000 estimate. And then from 22 to 25, which is now, the contract ends in December this year, it's estimated we're going to save 96,000. Our new estimate, if we go with 3 years, which I'm recommending, the 3 years, our per kilowatt hour is going to drop to 0.10690. We're at 0.13 and change right now. So we're going to have a little drop for the next 3 years. So over the last, 10 years, 12 years that we've been, we saved $200,000 to $300,000, closer to $300,000 by doing this. If you remember the last time we did this, when it went to 13 cents and change an hour, I wasn't that happy because it was a big jump. But then UI and Eversource were up in 19 and 21 and 22 cents during part of that contract. So we're doing pretty good with this. And a lot of you have this at home. I could say I have Constellation, which is with the town at home. I'm at 0.999 right now, and I save money every year with it, doing it at home. You do have to monitor it, though, at home.
Mr. Katz, are you gonna speak to this contract that you're
Absolutely.
selling us?
Let's go up a little bit.
Okay.
Get right there. I'm not gonna read everything, but these are the reasons we feel the energy market, listen, this is a hedge. Nobody has a guarantee on where rate's gonna go, but we can look at what's happening in the world right now, and we could say, it's not going down, okay? So what I try to tell, I work with lots of cities, what I try to tell the cities and what they understand, this is a hedge against it potentially going up. A lot of people that didn't have contracts, back when it hit 29 cents, they got crushed. The interesting thing is I've been doing Orange for 10 years, other cities for years. I can't tell you a city in the state of Connecticut that isn't doing some hedging with their electricity prices. Unfortunately, all the rates we've been seeing at our homes is all these other charges. So I just want you to understand what we do is really just the supply portion of a contract. It has nothing to do with the delivery, the transportation. This is basically a chance to lock in a rate. Most people right now, I should say most larger, are opting longer than shorter because this is basically at 10.6, it's a very good rate compared to everything else. We stuck with the same supplier because we went out to market, and Constellation, we find that a lot, obviously. The same supplier doesn't want to lose the account, so they normally, we're able to push them as far as we can. So this is our recommendation. The contract isn't up till December, but before this happens, January 1st hit and new rates get hit again. So as you're all aware, the UI, as well as Eversource, so they fix their rates for 6-month periods. That's it. So what they do is they go out to market based on how much volume they need for the customers that are still buying directly. Everyone else, like the city's been doing, they go out to the market and purchase. So it really makes sense to lock your rate in, and obviously RJT, I'm happy to say, we've given some good advice over the years, but more importantly, you guys have made the decision to do this, so you could give yourself a pat on the back because you've saved a lot of money.
This is also for the Board of Education, for
Right,
their
schools as
electric
well.
use.
Yeah. So, that's what we think you guys should do. and what most cities are doing. And anybody have any questions for me?
Questions for Mr. Katz?
Hey, Rick.
How are you?
Good. I've got a couple questions for you.
Yes, sir.
First one actually maybe for Jim or for John. Since we're recommending here the town and the Board of Ed, do they have to approve this as well, or we approve it on behalf of them?
We approve
We
it.
approve it, okay.
I'm
Okay.
in contact with them over
Okay.
this.
Second question, you listed 10 reasons why we're looking at prices going up. Just out of curiosity more than anything, do we think that the tariffs on Canada, where a lot of energy comes from, would have some role in that play or not?
Maybe. Here's the big thing that everybody needs to understand about electricity, especially in this part of the country. About 65% of it is powered by natural gas.
Okay.
Okay? The biggest problem we have with natural gas, I mean, we don't live in the Midwest, is that we have limited pipeline capacity. That's the thing that it seems like every administration goes with a different, as we know. And then, so I think in the last administration, a lot of those projects kind of stalled. What that's also done is we were selling natural gas to Europe to prevent the other guy from selling it to Europe, because we have the ability to liquefy natural gas so you can ship it. You don't have to put it in, a propane tank, obviously. So we were making a lot of money there when we were selling it. Because we don't have the pipeline capacity yet, and all the things that were started, there were certain leases started. And again, I'm not getting political here.
No,
it's
I'm just asking, I'm just
yeah,
curious.
things change. And so right now, I expect natural gas, and if you look at it, even today, I mean, I look at it 3 times a day, but there's something wrong with me. It's better than Facebook.
Boring
So you do for a living?
Better than Facebook. But yeah, I mean, the winter's coming, okay? So you got to make a move one way or another.
Right.
And we never want to have happen, yeah, this is great. I'm not saying I'm a magician here. We look at the metrics, we look at the pundits, we look at historical, and we make a decision based on that.
Okay. The last question is, you've given us in highlights there, in the same, in the paper we've received, both the 36 and the 48-month potential savings. But you're recommending the 3-year instead of the 4-year. I think the 4-year, especially with the pressures that you've already indicated about going up, I would be inclined to go for a 4-year contract, but I don't know if there's a reason why, John or Rick, you're not recommending that, or?
No, we're recommending the 36 or 40 a month. From a price perspective, that's nothing. That's what's 4/10 of a penny?
I
5 cents
I
of a
said
penny?
the 36 because we've always gone with 3-year contracts.
Yeah, I mean, that's
But if you have a feeling to
Yeah,
go
I mean,
with 4.
again, listen,
Yeah.
listen, let's look back on this particular one. 3 was good, because now we have an opportunity to lower the rate. So, half a dozen to
gamble,
one kind of thing. If it's something you don't want to worry about again, you're never going to get hurt with 10 cents when you look at historicals. Unless you,
That's my point.
yeah, unless you truly believe that something going to happen in the next couple of years that's going to bring prices down, where I made that list, everything, that doesn't mean prices are going to go up, but it's kind of.
Well, Rick, that's my point. I mean, you look at the last 6 years, it's never been as low as what we're able to lock in now.
Correct.
So I'm thinking, even though it's lower now than it was several years ago, you're right, it's not looking like it's gonna come down that far.
No.
I mean, look, 3 or 4 years, we can't go wrong either way, but I
Cannot go
don't know if
wrong.
the rest of the board feels the same way.
And I don't want
would
to tell
opt
you
for
this
4.
because this is something we don't like to do. But if something ever, when you get on the 3rd year, I've actually gone to clients on a 3-year contract after 2 years to go talk to them, saying, "Hey, look at the futures right now. Let's maybe add a year at this reduced rate. Okay, we average it out with the supplier. So there's all kinds of things we can work on. So even if you did do a 3-year,
I think we did that once, right in the
We-
very beginning when
yes.
we started with you, we did do that.
yeah, we actually added, because it wasn't the right time to switch, the
Yeah.
contract wasn't up. I mean, they'll let you do things when you get down to the last couple months, as long as you stay with the supplier, obviously. But remember, the way this works is that supplier, Constellation, is literally going out to market and buying every kilowatt hour of electricity you need for the next 4 years if you chose that option. And that's how they're able to fix the rate, because they made a profit by going out and buying from you. You know, the utility supposedly doesn't make money on the electricity portion, and they don't. But you get crushed on all the other areas
Yeah,
right
the
now.
Transmission and distribution.
Yeah, and a lot of those
and-
things, you know, as, you know, different government type things come in, I don't know how to say it, will change. It's just because when
Mandate.
it comes to energy, there's so many variables that can change things. I mean, if war breaks out in Europe, God hope it never happens. But, you know, we're gonna see prices go up. So, God forbid that never happens. Any other questions?
Questions for Rick? John, what's your thought on 3 versus 4?
Either way, we're good. I'd be happy with either one.
Okay.
That I'll make a motion that we enter into a 48-month contract with Constellation through RJT Energy Consultants. Is that the proper motion?
Thank you.
Motion's made and seconded. Any discussions more or questions on that for,
I was gonna ask the same thing. At the low price, it made sense to go the extra year, especially if we could renegotiate.
Yeah, I mean, you're not
things-
negotiating,
Well,
you don't understand what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying. What's that called? You're adding
well,
zero cost? I don't know, you're the finance guy over there.
dollar cost averaging.
So I have one question for everyone in here. Is it orange or orange?
Orange.
Orange.
Thank God, I've been saying orange my whole life. I'm fighting with people about this, thank you. Anything else?
all right, any other questions? Motion's made and seconded.
Thank you.
Any other
Thank you all.
questions? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Abstain, unanimous.
Thank you.
If anybody has any questions along the way, you're easily to get hold of me for anything.
Thanks,
Okay?
Rick.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, have a good night.
All right,
No, go over.
okay.
You're next.
Where's the, yeah,
Go to the
should we
podium.
shut this off?
Because he
There it is.
in the screen.
Okay. Item number 3 is to consider an act on the increase in special duty rates upon ratification, which is further on in the meeting, under executive session, of the 25 to 28 UPSU COPS contract between the Board of Selectmen and the Orange Police Department. John Cifarelli is at the podium.
Okay, we do this every 3 years, subject to the police contract. I've given you, the second page shows our current rates. Nothing's changed, it's still based on the sergeant rate. So I've put in the sergeant rate, I've put in our FICA and Medicare costs, our workman's comp costs. I left the service fee at 15%, which I think is fair right now. I did bat around raising it a little bit, came up with the price. Then I changed the price of the vehicles, when they use the vehicles for special duty, from 60 to 75. The reason why I did that, we're paying about $75,000 per police car now when we fully equip it with lights and sirens and the computers and modems in it and all that. And that's about .0001 of a vehicle's cost. And I think that's fair, and they've been paying it, quite frankly, especially the cable companies that have been out there all over the town for the last 2.5 years.
Yeah, leaving messes
Service fee,
everywhere.
John? That's the service fee you're referring to?
For the cars, when they
For
use
the
the cars.
for the rental of the car as part of the
That's fine.
service.
And this, the motion should be subject to ratification of the contract later tonight. Any questions?
Any other questions for John?
Make motion approved.
Okay, motion is made and seconded, stating that it, upon ratification of the contract later. All in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Abstain? Unanimous.
Thank you.
Next one is to consider an act on request to approve the Bid recommendation for the 25-26 town tree removal. Mr. Britton is, in the room. I can say that the hourly rate low bidder, is it still on here, or did you remove it?
No, I had not.
That has dropped out. Lewis Trey for the
For
hourly rate.
rate. Yeah, they communicated that they were withdrawing their bid to Don Foyer from the Highway Department yesterday. I guess in talking to him, they went over the town's expectations, and Lewis, we've seen them out working for UI, and when Don explained how we use them, and if we have a hurricane or something, there's trees all over it, and he said, well, we can't. We're committed to the utility companies. We can't come help you until we're all done with that. So that's not going to work. So they withdrew their bid, and I'm revising my recommendation for the hourly rate to go with the second low bidder, which is Denny. Denny Landscaping and Tree Service. And still for the tree list work, the lump sum work, the low bidder, Arbor Green Tree Service of Milford. Don Foyer checked the references. We haven't used them before, but they had good references. And the price seems good, so it seems worthwhile giving them a try.
I never have even seen trucks with their,
I haven't heard of them either, but
yeah, I mean, most of the other ones, there's so many tree companies around, but I've never heard of that one.
Motion to approve.
Okay. Yep. Okay, motion's made and seconded. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstain? Unanimous.
Thank you.
Just a quick question. Can you explain the tree list lump sum? Like, is that X number of trees, and a year in
The
advance?
Highway Department puts together trees that we know need to come down, but they're, not falling the second. And I think it was about 2.5 pages this year. And that's the list. So it says where the location is, how many trees they are, the size, and the contractors can go look at them all because, there's trees that are.
Most of them have a ribbon around them right
Yeah,
now.
some of them are huge, you need cranes for, so they look at all the trees and they can come up with their price. Between the hourly rate, somehow if you had to do the tree list at the hourly rate, you'd pay more. We get a good price if when we
Bulk.
do the lumps, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. To consider and act on request to approve the bid recommendations for Roachfield renovations. Mr. Britton somehow ended up with this one also.
Yeah, we helped the Park and Rec Department, but Chris Small is here to answer any questions on the project itself. So maybe if you have any, call him up.
Chris, why don't you come up and explain to everybody, and so those at home and TV land and all know what's going on. It's not that far away for you. You got a whole new house to decorate this year.
The new neighbors don't want it, right? Yes, so we applied for this last year, and we got Roachfield a bid. We had 4 contractors bid. I want to toss out the low bid because they had done work on Goldberg Field 7-8 years ago, and they were not a very good company. They did not talk to me at all. They used the wrong clay on the infield. It was a disaster. They ended up bringing Justin Grandy in from Ivy League to fix it to get the field playable after they left. So I'm hoping you guys do not choose that company because they've changed names 3 times since I've known them. And when I was talking to the guy, he mentioned one of the contractors that used to be the ones that just changed their name. And I'm like, huh. And I actually got calls from one of the other bidders out of Stamford who's like, just a heads up. And I was like, I already know. I'm on the same page. I didn't have to check his references because I am one of the references, and that was not listed. But that's that. So we're hoping that we can get this done and make Roach the pristine little gem that it used to be. It's been used and abused. I mean, it's still playable, very, very nice field, but it gets a lot of play, and this will help bring it back in. It's probably one of the hardest fields to take care of for us now because it's bowled out and the clay doesn't drain. And for the amount of games that really matter up there, it's been a difficult last couple of years with that.
Okay.
Question?
Yes, Mitchell.
two things, Chris. First of all, and this may be old news, but my understanding was that Roach Field was always taken care of by Orange Little League, and the town was, that was the one field the town never really took care of, was always an Orange Little League field. That changed, obviously, and I don't,
Yeah, so, I mean, I grew up I played in the 90s here when baseball was the only sport, and it was
Yep.
where they made a ton of money, and the snack stands did really well. Every year it gets a little harder. Their numbers are there, but the volunteerism is harder to do that big of a renovation. Because Orange Little League will Band-Aid every year. They'll bring in a crew and they'll do edges and this and that, but to strip out that much work and close the field for a good period of time to get the sod to stay and settle in, it's not in there, because once again, it's kind of like us. They have 5 fields to take care of. They have to concentrate on all of them to make them safe. So if we can bring this one back up to the former level that it was, then they can help out the other fields. Our plan is to take the clay off this field, which is 3 or 4 layers of different clays, and it gives you, we're not throwing clay away. It's extremely expensive, so we're gonna take this clay down, stockpile it, mix it with the other clay that we have, and bring it down to Stanky Field and cap that, because it's basically free clay. Because Stanky Field was one of I asked for that field too, and it's become, it's harder to take care. It's great for any type of rain. You get 4 inches of rain, it just goes right out the first baseline, which is great for prep, but it's terrible for playing on, because you run for the first base like this.
I think many people don't even realize that the best clay that we get comes from New Jersey. And it's quite expensive, but that's the best ball field clay that there is out there. We got clay from Grillo's in Milford one time, and what they showed us and what was delivered were 2 different things, and it was a nightmare. It had stones and glass and other debris in it. It was not what they had originally proposed, that the contractor at that time was using. So the clay that we use, I guess pretty much exclusively now, comes from New Jersey, believe it or not.
So Chris, my second question is kind of related then. It says here that, this is from Bob Britton's memo, the Board of Finance approved the capital appropriation of $30,000 to the project. The award should be contingent on funding of the cost over the BOF appropriation from Parks and Rec budget and/or Orange Little League. So do we have a commitment from Orange Little League as to what, if anything, they're putting into
We
this?
don't have a number there, but Brindley has a rotating account that we get money for all the camps and things that during the year. I don't know that number. I know it can certainly help, because we asked the original Board of Finance, I think, for 40, and we got 30, which better than 0, much better than 0. So we're happy with that. But just the transportation of clay alone it's I think $15,000 for just the clay. So there's not much work to do. It's just a lot of transporting, because there's no good clay anymore.
Actually, they have money in the, John, what's that called, the Fields account? The program
yeah.
account, there's
Okay.
money in there to make up the difference if they had to.
Okay. I wasn't sure if Orange Little League had made any kind of commitment at all to this. That's just the question I had.
We've talked a little bit about it, but it was like, if it's easier if it's all under us for this, because then there's no, other hands in the pot and trying to figure it out. They will, I haven't had total confirmation of this, but pay for the Plaskowitz movement of clay there and leveling it out there.
Lower field,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, so Stanky Field, not Plaskowitz.
yeah.
I don't know why.
Any other questions for Chris, for Bob, for John? I know there is the money there, so. Motion made?
Yeah, motion made to approve Greenway Property Services for the renovation of Roach Field infield for a lump sum not to exceed $35,421.50.
Okay, motion's made and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Approve. All set. Unanimous.
Thank you all.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Go plan your lights now. Item number 6 is to consider and act on to approve the bid recommendation for electric vehicle charging stations, Town Hall, and High Plains Community Center. This is another vendor. The first vendor, I don't know if you recall it or not, we had presented, God, it's probably 2 or 3 years ago now, and they made it sound like it was going to be minimal cost to us to do it. And then ultimately, when it came out, each station, it was gonna cost us on top of the grants and stuff from United Illuminating and from Hartford, like $30,000 a location. So we let it sit. We have a different contractor. And so the first two places I thought to see where it would be best would be Town Hall and High Plains. We also looked at the library, but the library, the electrical boxes for the library that they would have to work as part of this are on the front corner, kind of where that, the cooling tower is there. They would have to pull wire either all the way around in front of the building, under the parking lot, to put it over in the parking lot along the fence there, or they'd have to pull the wire and go the other way, all the way around down back to the back corner of the parking lot. So it proved to be a bit of a challenge for that one. So at this time, that one isn't on the list. It probably will be in the future. But for now, this is Town Hall and High Plains Community Center. They've provided all kinds of maps and detail on this one. I think it's a good spot to start, and we'll go from there as it works. We're also looking at something else, energy-related, but it's not ready to come out yet for a solar use. With that said, any questions on it? Bob is up front here. He's just chilling in a chair. Yes, Aaron?
Sorry, just to go back to the tree discussion.
All right, you have to come up here then if you're gonna do that. Hold on, Bob. So just so you're on the record in
Yes.
case people want to know.
Hi, Erin Wilson, 487 Walcott Lane. I was listening to the contract for the tree removal, and I believe the decision or tentative decision was made for Denny's tree.
That's for the hourly part.
Hourly part, okay. I was just sitting there, just FYI, everyone's welcome to do the same. They have very concerning reviews online, just so that everyone's aware. Their star rating's very low, and there's some behavioral concerns in the reviews. And so I just want people to be aware of that, in case that's a concern of others. Thank you.
Okay. Don't worry, anybody who knows Harlan knows that. He's watching right now. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. He does do very good work, however. But he sometimes can be a little outspoken.
My dad owns a small business, and you don't want to read his reviews either.
Okay, charging station stuff. Mr. Britton is at the podium. Any questions or thoughts or locations or Mitchell?
Finances, Bob, just so I understand this, I had to read it a couple times to understand what we're doing here. The cost to the town is about $11,000 to put both of these in. It's actually going to be for 4 charging stations, 2 at each place. But that's negated by the fact if we sign a 2-year maintenance agreement with this company, Resource Lighting and Energy.
Yeah, it's not a coincidence. They offered this
Right.
maintenance agreement. They don't really expect much, if any, maintenance when the
I would hope
units are
not.
new. So basically, since they don't really plan to have a lot of maintenance costs, it's just, you're still paying the $11,000 over 2 years. But I guess if you're worried about upfront cost, you would hopefully have some revenue coming in to cover it.
So that leads me to
And you don't have to do it that way. You could just pay the 11,000 and
Right.
not do the maintenance.
That leads me to question number 2. How do we establish the rates for charging?
That would be a subsequent discussion. I think once we went forward, we'd have to do kind of a study. I know somebody told me it's in the high 30s or 40, because you have to, if you set rates that are too high, no one will use them.
Right.
So you have to set competitive rates. But yeah, I think somebody's just looking at, it's in like the 40 cent per kilowatt hour range.
And these become available 24 hours a day?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're available like anywhere. They card swipe it and go.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought, I mean, you can buy a card swiper separately, but they're all saying it's all app-based. You'd have to do it on your
Oh,
phone.
okay.
Right.
Yeah, I think the
Newer
hotel,
technology.
you can pay extra to get a,
Yeah.
but that's usually for like the bigger, like there's many charging stations. But it's kind of,
Hold on, Ron.
it's something just, I mean, you guys don't have to act on it tonight. We're not under any time crunch. I don't know what the demand will be. I mean, if no one uses them, it'll cost money. I have a feeling High Plains is gonna get a lot of use. and
I do too.
Probably some, there's, town halls are open during the day. You've got the ball fields in use, people using the playground. It's not far from the library, so probably get use here, but, so I don't know. It may be when they go in, you're like, oh, I wish we had more. I really don't know what the
Kind
demand
of a
will be.
test.
Yeah.
And so my last question is, so the cost of the town then just becomes this 2-year maintenance agreement, and then going forward, it's just a case of maintenance agreements going forward? There's no other additional costs to us to go forward with this?
Well, we have an electric service, so we have to pay the electric
Yeah,
bill.
you pay the.
But hopefully that
He
electric
means as
bill
far
is.
as the
No, yeah.
contractor, I think.
Right.
Right.
They
So
put
from us to-
everything in, we don't owe them any
Then
money
it's
if
done.
we want
Right,
it.
yeah,
Okay.
right, okay, thank you.
Right, then it's done. Ron, you have a question? You have to come up here.
Ron Novick, 258 Karen Drive. Just a comment, really, that it's not uncommon that these things go out of order. And maintenance contract is a good idea.
Thank you. Okay, any other questions or thoughts? Took a while to finally get one that made affordable sense, but,
three quotes here, which is good.
yeah, but I mean, compared to the one a couple of years ago was out of sight, so. Okay, with that said, is there a motion made on this?
Sure. Second,
Motion
this will
made
be
and
for
second.
Resource Lighting and Energy out of Fall River, Massachusetts for, you call it 2 or 4? There's 2 stations, but it hits 4 cars, right?
It's 2 charging stations, each one serves.
2 charging stations. One in High Plains and one at Town Hall.
Right. Okay, motion is made and seconded. Any other questions on it?
Nope.
Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, approved.
And you want to go with the maintenance agreement?
Yeah, I think that was implied, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
All right, the last thing here is to consider an act on the request to approve tax refunds totaling $25,344.85. Anybody have any thoughts, concerns? This is cars, this for those of you who know taxes for, it's pretty much always motor vehicles that it may have been totaled, may have been sold somewhere within that window, may have been traded, there's a lot of, some were lease vehicles, some were overpayments, but that's what this is all about. Any questions?
Nope, so moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Approved. Pension Board, Mitch.
Pension Board met August 21st. We had our annual meeting with our actuary. Scott Lindberg from Milliman came to see us. Made some recommendations. The first one is to keep our interest rate assumption at 6%. We've gotten to the point we don't have to lower it any further. We're in a good shape there. Our contributions next year, which will be recommended to the Board of Finance, and hopefully they will agree, would be for the police plan. It goes up $42,155 next year for a total of $2.1 million. And the employees' pension plan up $28,821, just under $700,000. These are lower increases than we've seen in previous years, so we're pretty happy about that. The town plan is now 75.7% funded. The police plan is 67.5% funded. And I will note that those funding ratios have gone up every year for the last 5 years. So we're looking in the right direction, and everything seems to be good in that respect. And then on our quarterly investments, we were up as well. We did well in the last quarter. So up just under 1%, but the market's been very fluctuating, as people know. But things are going well. Our total market value of our pensions is right now $27 million.
Just so those at home and here know, I think there's only 5 people left, I think, on the town pensions that were hired prior to it being eliminated in 1999, 2000, where it switched over to 401s or 457s, but I think there's still 5 employees that are.
I think five, I think there's 3 in the police department, 2 in town hall, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so, well, yeah.
Yeah, we've got the whole, I don't have the report with me, but the whole report shows every number there. You know, obviously, our costs are with our retirees as opposed to, you know, too many more future retirees.
Yeah, well, it's a declining balance.
Yep. And so that's helping us also get to, we should be at 100% funded when we need to be. We don't need to be 100%
Yeah.
funded right now, but we will be when we need to be. So things are looking in the right direction. Thank our advisors for that, too.
Okay, Fred Wolf Park Ad hoc Committee, Corangelo and Shanley.
We spoke to, well, via email this afternoon with BNL. Unfortunately, they're slightly behind, so our hope to have the master plan this month looks a little suspect. So it's looking like it's going to be the beginning of October. So as soon as we get it, we'll have an opportunity to review it with the committee and then hopefully share it with the public and move this thing forward. Anything else, PJ, that I missed?
No? Okay, with that said, we need a motion to close the regular meeting to go into executive session.
So
In that-
moved.
In that executive session will include Finance Director Cifarelli, Counsel Ryan, and Counsel Weaver, should he so choose to stay for the excitement of it all. All in favor of that?
Aye.
Motion's made, good.
Thank you, guys.
We'll go into executive session at, what's that, 8:20? Okay, well, we are out of executive session at 8:50. It looks like we had discussion with Attorney Ryan and Finance Director Cifarelli and the Board of Selectmen and Attorney Weaver regarding the agreement contract between the Town of Orange and the Orange Police Department. Is there a motion to be made on that?
Yes, there is. Motion that the Board of Selectmen accept the tentative agreement between the Orange Police Department and UPSU for the time period of July 1, 2025 through June 30th, 2028, and authorize the first selectman to execute a collective bargaining agreement consistent with this tentative agreement.
Motion is made. Is there a second to that? I think I heard it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Abstain? Unanimous. Thank you all for that. With that, is there any other business to come before this board? I will say Seven Brew is hoping to open the first week of October. They did have a little snafu with the gas company getting them gas, but they're going to be ready to open, we believe, the first week of October. So that's kind of a new thing that people are excited about over there, and we'll have to test it out. So with that, is there a motion to adjourn? Motion to adjourn at 7:53, it looks like, or 8:53.